Nestled in the heart of Long Island's prestigious North Shore, few villages can claim such a broad array of assets as Port Jefferson. From its scenic location at the head of a beautiful deep-water harbor, from its busy and thriving downtown, our village extends over a mile south to the Long Island Railroad Station at the top of the hill in Uptown Business District. There are boardwalks and parks on either side of the harbor for watching sunsets or taking leisure strolls. Located approximately 60 miles east of New York City, we are easily accessible by car, railroad, ferry, bicycle, or your own private yacht. Come enjoy restaurants with traditional and eclectic menus, live equity theater, art, music and dance in any season. Other local activities include golf, tennis, and a playground for our children in the heart of downtown.
We enjoy the village, we enjoy the park, and the kids have a wonderful time here. And we're so glad it's so close to home.
Tourists and local people connect in Rocket Ship Park and on Main Street. Here one can find anything from antiques to art, to fashion to gifts, from elegant restaurants to pizza and ice cream. During the summer season, weekends become particularly exciting. From the Memorial Day Arts and Crafts Festival to the 4th of July parade and events, to a secret garden and arts tour, to a September Maritime Festival, to sailing aboard historic tall ships. But any holiday is cause for a special event as well. There is an Easter parade with egg hunt at Village Hall, a Halloween party for children of all ages.
And this is the kind of event that makes us happy to live in Port Jefferson. You see all your friends and all your neighbors, and it's just great to be here, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
This hayride that they're having and the party is exceptional, and that the village takes care of their own children, which is wonderful.
And in December, we have the best time of all at the Charles Dickens Festival. The whole village dresses up in Victorian costumes. Church bells chime and music rings out from every church and auditorium. Celebrities arrive by rail. The clatter of horses' hooves and clang of the little red trolley bell take us back in time to meet Mr. and Mrs. Dickens, Scrooge, and all the street children. We have a very popular candlelight Victorian house tour where visitors get to see inside some of our magnificent sea captains' homes.
Do you know this place? No. This is the home of your devoted clerk, Bob Cratchit.
And of course, the fully staged version of A Christmas Carol, performed annually by Theatre 3, is not to be missed.
Bless us, everyone. We hope you'll come visit us for the full version over 412 Main Street, Theatre 3.
I love Theatre 3. I think it's a really great place, and it's a local place.
Port Jefferson has grown and prospered throughout its 300-year evolution. We became an incorporated village with our own government in 1963. The location, local government support, and community activism all combine with the friendly people who live and work here to make Port Jefferson a truly unique village.
Okay, so we think the village is great, and the concerts are great, and the golf course is great, and we've been out here about a year and a half and absolutely love it.
The strength of the village has been and continues to be the people who live and work here. With its history as a commercial port and center of shipbuilding and its 2 local hospitals, Port Jefferson has always enjoyed a healthy economy.
Well, this is our town. We've lived here with our family for over 25 years.
We're trying to bring back some health food and vegetarian cuisine to the village.
Shops and service businesses provide for the needs of growing and changing industries. Today this means tourism and cultural activities. Restaurants and quaint shops abound.
I'm from New England, And I looked all over Long Island, and this is the only village I found that reminded me at all of home. We opened the store in 1982 with one store. We now have 3 stores in town. I mean, all within one building. My family's very strong in the fire department in town, so we are really townies. The customers rank anywhere from Huntington to Riverhead and beyond. Summer, of course, we have a lot of people who come from Bridgeport and Connecticut, regular customers that over the years we've known, come to know them and their families.
There is also live equity theater.
A garden is a paradise, a haven beyond worth, a castle under open sky. It's heaven here on earth.
Galleries, studios, and seasonal art fairs. Music and dance throughout the year.
When we opened the store, we're here 12 years, we felt the town could use a candy store. And we tried to keep it a little bit old-fashioned. Easter actually is the best season. Valentine is a very good day, but it's a very hectic day. But Easter is definitely most for baskets or bunnies or so. Christmas is a good holiday, but Easter is our best holiday.
I picked Port Jefferson as I saw an ad in the paper for a shop for sale, and when I came down the hill it just was nostalgic. This is the town that my grandfather would take me when I was a little girl. Since I was 5 years old, we spent our summers with him in Rocky Point in his home, and once a month we would take the big trip 6 miles into Port Jeff to pay all his bills by cash. So it brought back a lot of nostalgia, like this is where I belonged when I wanted to open my own shop.
Our strong local economy is buoyed by many smaller shops and businesses and anchored by Mather Hospital, St. Charles Hospital, and several other healthcare facilities in the village. A nearby teaching hospital, a university, a national laboratory, and a high-tech incubator, all located in our immediate neighborhood, add to our solid economic base.
The fun, the feeling of togetherness.
You always meet someone you know downtown. It's wonderful. Always see your neighbors.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells.
The village schools and local businesses participate in many cooperative efforts to combine fun with economic development. Most East Main Street shops participate in the Arts and Crafts Show in May. Our volunteer fire department runs the 4th of July parade with a full day's activities arranged by the Village Department of Recreation. The Fall Maritime Festival is co-sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce, the Historical Society, and LISEC.
The Long Island Seaport and Eco Center. We're a community-based organization formed about 4 years ago. We'd like to see programs like boat building, an ecology center, developed so that the village and the residents could participate fully in that aspect of the community.
Crabs in here, there's some fish in here. There's mussels, there's all different kinds of algae. There's the local oyster.
LISEC also sponsors a tall ship program with sales available aboard historic tall ships most weekends during the summer season. Investing in Port Jefferson is good business.
But the local people, they come year-round.
We have tremendous repeat business, and our word of mouth gets people to find us even though we're off the beaten track.
Port Jefferson has 2 main streets that are viable and alive. Bustling Main Street with Starbucks, The Gap, and other familiar places. 2 blocks away, East Main Street has the Tiger Lily Cafe and Earring Taboo, nestled with mom and pop boutiques waiting for you to uncover their treasures.
If I didn't live where I live here. Also, it's a good place to sell pottery. I mean, that's generally what tends to make me like the place.
The honest truth, I think Port Jefferson's about the friendliest, warmest place you can go in a short distance and have beautiful water all around you, gorgeous shops, and a place that has a real welcome for cultural activities.
Another advantage to our location near high-tech employers is that Port Jefferson attracts educated people from many walks of life to visit, to shop, and even to live.
It tends to be a very tolerant village, and I really like it here. And you can walk to things. You don't have to, it's not like ordinary suburban life where you have to drive to everything.
We're not from the States, we're from Sweden. It's surrounded with a very nice area, the harbor and the little village and everything. It's very
idyllic.
Great shops and good restaurants attract visitors year-round. Offices and apartments on Main Street encourage pedestrian traffic all day and into the evening. Danford's Inn offers world-class hotel service as well as banquet facilities for weddings and conferences. Port Jefferson also has many charming bed and breakfasts. Port Jefferson features some of the most beautiful Long Island homes. The village also offers homes for every kind of budget, every kind of lifestyle. If it's a wee sea captain's home tucked into a hillside, we've got it. If it's a ranch on a cul-de-sac where children are safe to play, we've got it. If it's a well-established home you're looking for with a splendid view on the waterfront, we've got it. Staying healthy implies exercise, and there is golf and tennis and of course the beach. Miles of beach reserved for village residents stretch east and west on the Long Island Sound. The village owns its own country club at Harbor Hills, and the facilities are accessible to all village residents. There are also tennis courts at the high school and at Rocket Ship Park.
It's just great. I just love the park. Come here all the time.
And speaking of Rocket Ship Park, this village is very child-friendly.
North, south, east, west.
Community and school playgrounds, beach activities, harborside events, both ecological and musical entertainment, and a library that is a showplace for learning and fun.
We must run hundreds of programs. We run story times, craft programs, special interest programs like this tea party.
We're all here today for a tea party, and we were supposed to bring something, a teacup and a doll or stuffed animal that was important to us.
Humbug!
Leave our tea party. Go.
Yeah.
In a month, we must run at least 20 or 30 programs a month. That includes story times and then extracurricular activities.
There are village activities for all ages.
We've seen a 50s band, and we've seen a jazz band, and tonight's a rock and roll band, and I understand next week's a brass band, so there's all kinds of different things.
Wishing you were so far away, then I will remember the things we said today.
And the Department of Recreation bus trips to New York are not just for the senior citizens.
Oh, we had a great time.
The show was great, and all the company we were with was just superb.
I'd hate to tell everyone to participate because then there'd be no more room for me.
Port Jefferson schools offer high-quality education and have been cited as National Schools of Excellence. Our schools have been featured in Money Magazine as among the top 100 schools which offer parents and students the best education values in affordable housing markets. We are a community with a heart made up of volunteers. Our government, hospitals, schools, and civic organizations welcome you and offer an opportunity to get to know your neighbors and be involved in positive ways. Some sponsor events which add a lot to our community life.
Well, the reason we're here today is the firemen put a lot of time on it. Time in drills and actual fires and everything else. So this is our official family day. Everyone comes down and spends some time with it, more time with the families.
Here you buy more than a home, you buy a lifestyle. Our safe streets make for pleasant walking and shopping, particularly after a concert or ball game. The town center brings people together under the clock on Main Street. Here we have businesses large and small.
The theater alone, it's a 125-year-old building. We're the only theater like this on Long Island, the only one that has a space that was built, 125 years ago that has been maintained as an arts center. So it's very exciting. So we hope you'll come down to Port Jeff.
Port Jefferson is home to the arts. Our South on Main Street Arts District, SOMA, includes Theater 3, art galleries. Art, dance, and acting classes are easily found.
I'm not sure how we found Port Jefferson.
I remember how we found it exactly.
We took a ride to Stony Brook. We saw the ducks in the pond.
The ducks.
And we fell in love with the ducks. And we decided, I've done a lot of Broadway shows, and I'm Juilliard alumni, and I wanted to open a school somewhere. And we just thought this was a perfect little niche.
Nan Gazetta's Antique Costuming Gowns is renowned for costuming weddings and balls. From here to New York City, and she dresses all of us for the annual Dickens Festival. Village Chairs and Wares reproduces hand-built Shaker furniture. Antique stores are opening in Upper Port Jefferson, which is also a transportation hub, making access to the village possible by train and by bus. What does the future hold for Port Jefferson? Join us for a day or a lifetime. Become part of it, and we will explore it together.
It's a great place to visit and a great place to live.